I never thought that we would see the day where Diddy would get arrested, and I told you guys in that Maria Z interview in 2021 that no one tells on Diddy.
Imagine attending a glamorous party only to uncover a world of chilling secrets. Allyson Carter, a survivor of Diddy's infamous gatherings, has stepped forward with shocking allegations, claiming these events were dark, disturbing rituals, and she has implicated high-profile figures, including Hollywood legend Denzel Washington, in these sinister events. From horrifying rituals to the exploitation of the vulnerable, her revelations are rattling the entertainment industry to its core. Is there truth behind these accusations? Will Denzel and others be investigated? Let's find out.
P. Diddy. All right? Just the same way nobody tells on Denzel Washington. People don't usually talk and stop and think about the victims.
So, Allyson Carter decided to talk about the music mogul for the first time 3 years back. She described Diddy's parties as satanic rituals. However, back then, no one was really buying Allyson's words. Instead, she and her family had to come to the streets because of all the attention she got from calling Diddy out.
That are going through things right now as we speak, and the ones who suffered through all this bull.
However, Allyson isn't one to stay silent. With Diddy now behind bars, she has seized the moment to step forward and lay bare the harrowing allegations against the music mogul. In fact, she was among the first survivors to publicly share her chilling experiences and expose the truth. Carter said, "They weren't freak-offs. They were satanic ritual bleep." Get it right. It wasn't just adults in these parties. The adults were responsible for the young slaves that were in the party, and one of those young persons was me. She also gave her 2 cents on the music mogul's arrest, saying, "I never thought it would happen."
How much people come out? People, please come out and say something. Don't be afraid anymore.
Carter also decided to drag Riverside County Child Protective Services to court. According to her, they were involved in supplying Diddy with people. She also claimed that her evidence was ignored when she stepped forward, and they weren't investigated at all. What's more, Carter said, any money involved in these situations was blood money, whether used to silence people or not.
Still not on the subject of the kids. All the adults are covering their...
And guess what? An affidavit from Carter has been making rounds on the internet. In the document, Ally describes one of Diddy's after-parties. And according to her, some of the celebrities present were Brian Christopher Williams, a.k.a. Birdman, a.k.a. Baby, Denzel Hayes Washington, Sean Love Combs, a.k.a. Puff Diddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, and Jaciel Emmon Robinson, a.k.a. Young Jock. According to the document, all these parties had body cakes. In case you don't know what body cakes are, it's when young people would lie down on a table and people would put food on them, and all the partygoers would then eat food off them.
All the adults are I left at a certain time, yet you knew children were there. You knew these parties were not okay. They weren't freak-offs. They were satanic ritual orgies.
The document read, "Favors mean that the young people are literally set on a table and have to wait for people to come choose them. And once they were done having X, the young people were placed back on the party favor table, and someone else could then come and pick them out from the table and repeat the process." Ally goes on to say, "I had to have X with so many people that night, I cannot remember them all, and some of the other altars hold those memories."
I don't know what this is. I don't know how this is, so I want to stop. I want to be done. I don't know how this works. I don't know how to have fun normally. I don't know how to be at peace. So therefore, this is your fault.
The document further said, "Partygoers went into a frenzy mindset once the DJ started the music and turned on the flashing lights. There were fetishes happening everywhere, and they kind of separated them into areas where specific fetishes were happening. For instance, the fetish of having S in blood was in one area, while having S with animals was in another area. People were just in a crazed frenzy. When the music started, I was sitting on the party favour table. The main room was big, like a ballroom. There were outlying doors around the edges of the room. Some of the doors were shut, but you could still see the food S table, the party favour table, and many other things. There were different types of parties happening in different areas of the house. She also talked about how there was one top comedian present at the party. The document said that the comedian started complaining that he did an hour set, but there was no one to hook backstage. This comedian broke the Noah rule and had her with me anyway and just laughed. I screamed for my handler. Everyone was laughing and I ended up getting in trouble. I was then told to have X on the table with the girl who was my age. Then they brought in donkeys and burros and we had to have X with them. There were several girls that had to have X with bleep while everyone watched. Another girl and I ended up throwing up afterward and they rubbed our faces in each other's bleep as a punishment. Now, here's where things get even more concerning. Rumours have been going around that Denzel Washington was also present at these body cake parties. There isn't any evidence about Washington's presence at these specific parties. However, one thing's for sure. Denzel has been seen partying with Diddy. In fact, back in 2003, Diddy and Denzel got into a heated argument. Washington screamed, "You don't respect anyone!" before he and his wife Pauletta stormed out of the event. A source said, Denzel and his wife Pauletta had been partying until dawn with Diddy, and they had seen something and stormed out. However, the entire incident didn't really affect their friendship because the two were seen at various public events together afterward. Brandon T. Jackson also hinted that Denzel was indeed present at Diddy's infamous parties. He sat down on the Breaking the Machine podcast and said, "Denzel always told me when we be at the parties, you leave 30 minutes before the devil get there, okay? Always remember that Denzel would leave the parties early." And that's why things aren't looking so good for Denzel, especially with Carter coming out with these hot accusations. It's only a matter of time before the officials start considering Denzel as a suspect, because Denzel did know there was something shady going on in Diddy's parties. I mean, why else would he ask Brandon to leave early? One person commented, "God is pulling the curtain on all these idols and people don't want to believe. That baby has been scarred for life. She has been through something I hope never happens. To another child, of course she has a few mental health issues, my God, who wouldn't? Stop bothering her and look at the proof. These stars are running. I believe her different people have been saying the same things for years. God bless that child for even trying to do the right thing. If you can't encourage her in her struggle, don't say anything." Another person commented, "I don't understand why people think that Denzel Washington is a saint. He's just an actor, he gets paid for lying. He has spent his whole life pretending to be somebody that he isn't. You can't believe anything that these people say. He's just a man with good and bad tendencies. But maybe he has more bad tendencies than good. In the modern age of technology, it is getting harder for these people to get away with their sick and twisted behaviour. And that's all for today. What do you think about the situation? Will Denzel be investigated as well? Will he break his silence over these allegations? Let us know what you think in the comments section and make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more videos. We will see you guys in our next video with more updates from the celebrity world.